on our review. I want to title this review at the top. Number 1 is 11 minus parentheses negative 4 plus parentheses negative 3 and parentheses. To solve this, what are you going to do? What do we need to do? Put it in the calculator. That's it.
Oh, we're about to use the calculator?
Yes. Yes. It's 9th grade. You get to use calculators all the time. It can be your bed buddy if you want. That's terrible, don't Okay, so type it in your calculator. So 11 minus parentheses negative 4, close parentheses, plus parentheses negative 3, and then
12.
close parentheses. It's what? 12. Easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, number 2. Negative 15 plus parentheses negative 10 plus 25. Plug it in. Make sure you know how to plug it into your calculator. 0. Really? 0? Mine tucked in. You ready? Oh, what a crime. Okay, that's 0. Negative 42, and then they got the old-timey division symbol there, and negative 14. So there, the symbols are negatives. Don't put any subtracts in there. So negative 42 divided by negative 14. So put it in. What do you get? 3. Number 4. Negative 3's in parentheses, negative 5's in parentheses, and a 4. What do the parentheses mean you're doing?
Multiplying.
Multiplying. All right, so here we go. You said 60? Paching. Oops, that's great big. Yep, 60. It is. Anybody having trouble putting in these values in the calculator? We're kind of going fast through these. Anybody having trouble? No? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Well, you're supposed to be working on not copying. All you're doing is plugging it in. It's on your worksheet. Okay, negative 8 plus 6 plus, and then parentheses, negative 9. Realize this thing in the front is a negative, not a subtract. It's in the middle on the page, but it is still a negative because it's in the front. Okay, I'm going to clear that. Put in negative 8 plus 6 plus parentheses negative 9. And what do we get? What? Negative 11. 11. Number 6. Negative 4.5 minus parentheses negative 6.2 plus 1.7. Whoops, I didn't mean to put that curve in there. Alright, so right here in the center you have a subtract and a negative. So don't put 2 subtracts and don't put 2 negatives. It'll mess up in your calculator. You get an error.
On number 5, I got negative 62.
On number 5? Okay, let's see if we can figure out what you did. 6 minus 9. Negative 8 plus 6 plus 9. What did you do? What'd you calculate? Let's see what you got. Who's in there? Oh, you multiplied. You didn't put the symbol in there. Put the plus sign. The plus sign. Okay, what's next? Number 6. Okay. Oh, I wasn't typing it in. Negative 4.5 minus parentheses negative 6.2 plus 1.7. Okay. Make sure you have your subtract and your negative looking different. Okay. And enter, and you had what? 3.4. Okay. Number 7. 16.23 minus a negative 14.2 plus 9.3. Good lordy. Type it in. What'd you get?
39.73.
Okay. Okay, number 8. We have negative 6 in parentheses. Then we have that fraction. I'm going to put the negative with the 3. And then a 7, and then a negative 11. All those parentheses mean we're doing what to our numbers? Multiplying them. All right.
We're doing every single one.
We're going to go as far as we can.
So whenever there's parentheses, I think they're multiplied.
When there are parentheses beside each other like that, that means they're multiplying. If you had it between signs, that means it's doing a sign change. It's not a multiplying, okay? These, with them all together, if I can type all my parentheses. Okay, there we go. Got them all. Make sure your fraction is the same. And enter, what do you come up with?
Negative 81. Oh.
Did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? You got something else?
Yeah.
Did I do it right?
693.
Somebody else get 693? Negative 693?
I got it.
1, 2, 2 of you?
I got it.
3 of you? 4 of you? Okay, I'm thinking, how many are not even doing it? Do I need to quit and let y'all do it on your own?
No.
Okay, you gotta be working with me. I'm trying to slow down a little bit. Alright. I think I typed it in right. It is a Tuesday. You never know what happens on Tuesday. It's one of those strange days. It's also a full moon, so you never know what happens. Number 9. We have negative 16.2 divided by 6. Negative 16.2 divided by 6. What'd you get?
Negative
Negative 2 point what?
7.
7. Alright, good. Number 10. Negative 4, parentheses, 9 over 10. Was that the door?
Yes.
Okay. Negative 5 and negative 3. Alright. Plug that in your calculator, all those numbers. Sorry, did not mean to kick your feet. Alright, so here we go. Negative 4, 9 divided by 10, negative 5, and negative 3. Alright, what'd you get? Negative 54, somebody said quietly. Number 11. Negative 48 divided by, parentheses, 6 over 5. I bet this one's going to be a fraction. Let's see. Negative 48 divided by. Make sure you put your second one in parentheses. Oh, it wasn't. What'd y'all get? Yeah, I got a whole number. I expected that to be a fraction. Alright, number 12. This has negative 4 times negative x. I'm going to put a 1 in front of that because I didn't put a 1 there. What's negative 4 times negative 1? What's negative 4 times negative 1? 4. Okay, so this is just for x. 13, I'm going to squeeze it on the bottom. We have negative 2 times, and it says negative y. I'm going to put a negative 1y. And then it has another y, so I'm going to put a 1y in front of that. So I know to multiply. What is negative 2 times a negative 1 times 1? 2. I didn't expect y'all to say that so quick. 2. And then how many y's do I have? 2 of them, so this is going to be a y to the second with a little 2 up the top. It's called squared. Okay. That's you. Alright, I'm going to call them mine, so I'm going to go up to the top here and do 14. I have 7 parentheses x minus 5. This is practicing our distributive property. In front of the x is a number 1, so now I'm going to multiply negative, or I'm sorry, not negative, but 7 into the parentheses. What do I get?
7x.
Okay, 7 times the 1x is 7x, and 7 times a negative 5 is negative 35. Okay. Number 15. I'm going to put the 4 in front. That's all right with y'all. Then I have 3 minus x. I'm going to put a 1 in front of the x. So I'm going to distribute again. What's 4 times 3?
12.
That's 12. And then what is 4 times a negative 1? Negative 4. And bring down your x. Don't forget your x up there, and there's your answer. Alright, 16. I have 3 parentheses 2 minus 4x. Multiply 3 times 2.
Negative 6.
Okay, these are both positive, so it stays a positive. Okay. But what is 3 times a negative 4?
Negative 12.
Negative 12, and bring your x down. Was it negative on the problem? Okay, no. Alright, 17. They have a negative out front. I'm going to stick a 1 with that so I know what I'm multiplying by. And then they have a 10 minus 7x. So I've put the 1 out front. Negative 1 times 10 is what?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. And then a negative 1 times a negative 7. Positive 7, and bring your x down. 18. I'm going to put the negative 3 in front. And then I have 3 plus 2y. And then I got that extra thing on the end. I'm going to stick a 1 with that. Let's distribute first. Negative 3 times 3 is
9.
negative 9. And negative 3 times 2y is, what kind of 6? Negative 6. Okay, I'm going to bring down the end, and now notice I have 2 different y's here. I want to combine those. Okay, no, I'm adding them.
Oh.
Adding or subtracting. So negative 6 plus 1 is how many?
7.
Negative 6 plus
Negative 5.
negative 5. There you go. Negative 5y, and then bring your 9 in front. And there's your answer. Okay. 19. We have a 7x out front plus 5 parentheses 1 minus x. Alright, let's multiply by 5. 5 times 1 is 5. And then there's an understood 1 in front of this x. So once again, 5 times this time a negative 1 makes it negative 5x. Alright, like terms, I have my x's. 7 minus 5 is 2. So I have 2x plus 5, and there's your answer. Number 20. I have 40x divided by 1 over 8. Now on the paper they do not have this in parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and write it in parentheses. And for now, since this is a single term, I'm going to ignore the x. I'm going to plug this in my calculator, and it's going to look like 40 divided by 1 over 8. Okay? Whoops, that's supposed to be an 8. Oh, 40 divided by 1 over 8. So I start out with it looking like this. Okay, what are you getting? 320? Okay, so my answer is going to be 320, and I just placed the x with it. I didn't do anything to the x. (21) has c over 3 divided by 5 over 6. So I understood 1 in front of this c. So what this looks like, I'll write on the side, is basically 1/3 divided by 5 over 6, and this second one has to be in parentheses when I put it in my calculator. Divided by 5 divided by
5
6.
over 18.
Okay. Oh, I got a decimal. Did y'all get a decimal? Is that where you're getting your 5 over? I didn't get 5 over 18. Did I type this in right? What decimal did you get?
0.2775.
Okay, let me clear it again. Alright, let's see. 1 divided by 3, then divided by 5 divided by 6. Okay, so did you have it look like this?
Yes.
Okay. I got 0.4. Y'all get 0.4?
No, 0.27. Yeah, no.
Did you have a divide right there? No? Okay. Put your, put your divide right there. Okay. Alright, now I need to change that back to a fraction, so what do I push? Math and frac, and then enter one more time. I get 2 over 5, and don't forget your letter. Put your letter with it. You're not doing anything with the letter right now. Okay, 22 is yesterday's lesson, so Aaron, pay attention. When I had the 2 on the bottom, what did I do with it, with these two terms? Okay, basically I divided each one by the base, correct? Alright, what's 8 divided by 2? 4x. And what is 6 divided by 2? 3. Put a plus sign, and there's your answer. Okay, so divide the denominator into each one.
There's a plus, it's
These were both positive, so you ended up having a plus sign. I think there's one on down where they're negatives, and I'll point that out to you, okay? Alright, on, whoops, I said 29. We're not 29, what are we, 23? Okay, 23, it has negative 4, parentheses, negative x. I'm going to put a 1 in front of that. And then it has an x again, so I'm going to put a 1 in front of this one. Now, this models our other one we had on, which one? Number 13. Okay, you see this where it has the parentheses? It's modeling this pattern. All parentheses. We're not adding or subtracting. We're just multiplying. So if I'm looking at this, I want to multiply negative 4 times negative 1 times 1. Are you guessing? Negative 4 times a negative 1 is a positive 4, and 4 times 1 is still 4. Alright, now, here I multiplied my x's, so I have how many of them? 2 of them. That's where I put the square. Okay. Alright, 24. If I can squeeze that one in. I have 24. Okay, anyway. Negative 5x, and then I have a negative, and I'm going to put a 1 in front of that x. So I need to multiply. Those are too big for me in my head. 24 times negative 5 times negative 3. Okay, I'd put it in with times this time. What do you get?
120.
120. So this is 120. Now look at your x's. You multiplied them, so how many do you have? 2 of them. That means that's an x squared. And there's your answer. Okay? Alright, 25. Almost done. Almost there. 25. We have a negative x. So I'm going to put a negative 1x outside my parentheses. And then I have 4 minus, I'm going to put a 1x inside. Okay, I shouldn't write on the back. It's bleeding through. Y'all are going to have trouble seeing that. Okay, negative 1 times 4 is how much? Negative 4, and I'm going to bring the x over with it. And now negative 1 times a negative 1 is now positive 1. And here I multiplied, so how many x's do I have? 2 of them, so that's going to be x with a 2. That's a little different. Hope you're paying attention for that. (26) has negative 4t plus, I'm going to put a 1t plus 2. Negative 4 times 1 is how many?
Negative 5.
No.
3. Negative 3.
Multiply. 4 times 3 is
4.
Oh,
Positive.
12.
4 times
Positive
3.
4.
Oh, did I say 3? I'm sorry. 4 times 1.
Positive 4.
Okay. This negative makes it negative. All right, but now I have t times t. That means I have how many t's?
2.
2. Now, negative 4 times a positive 2. Everybody has a calculator if you don't know.
Negative 4 times a positive 2.
Negative 8, I heard you. And then I have a letter T on the outside, so it comes over as just a T. Alright, 27. I have a B on the outside, I'm going to put a 1 with it. Parentheses. 4 minus, I'm going to put 1B inside. Those are B's, they kind of look like 6's. Multiply. 1 times 4 is?
4.
4b, and then 1 times a negative 1 makes it
1.
what kind of 1?
Negative.
Negative, and a b with another b gives you b
2.
2 squared. There you go. Okay, on 28 I'm going to slide the c to the front, and I'm going to go ahead and drop the parentheses on that because it looks confusing if you are looking at that. And I have 8 plus 3c. Oh, I didn't put a 1. Put a 1 there. Alright, let's multiply. Negative 1 times 8. Negative 8, bring the letter to the C. And then negative 1 times 3. Negative 3, and I have 2 C's, which makes it C second power. Good. I have 3y. Ooh. I have a subtract. But I want to move the negative y to the front. I mean, because I'd have negative y, I need the parentheses. Do y'all see that? Because I have the two signs together. And then I have my 6y plus 2. Ooh, gotta be careful. Alright, so if I cover this up first, multiply, there's an understood 1 with this y, so negative 1 times 6 is negative 6y, how many? How many y's?
2.
2 of them. Okay, yeah, actually, but negative 1 times 2 is a negative 2, how many y's? Just one of them. Okay, now I got a problem because of the subtract. Okay, I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to. Okay, I'm going to put this in parentheses now because of this. There's an understood 1 here, so now I need to multiply this one. It did a double whammy. This one's tricky. Negative 1 times negative 6 changes this to a positive 6 y squared. And this negative 1 times this negative 2 changes it to a positive 2y. There we go. And now we have the 3y. Now, we need like terms. Do you see the two that are like? How many y's does it have?
3.
Okay. This has a 1y, and this has 1y. This one has 2. So this one is not like the others because it has 2 of them. Okay? Not on the same team. So I want to only combine the single y's. So 3 plus 2 is now 5. So I have 5y's plus 6y squared. That one's a good one. Okay, that one was tricky. Alright, 30. Alright, do you see the negative x behind it? I'm going to slide it to the front. And then I'll have negative 7 plus a 1x. And then back behind all I have is a 1x squared. We'll multiply negative 1 times a negative 7.
Positive 7.
Positive 7x. Okay. Negative 1 times 1.
Negative 1.
Negative 1, and I have how many x's?
2.
2 of them, so I have x squared. bring down your last term there. And now, which terms am I going to combine? The single x or the x squareds?
The x squared.
X squareds, there they are. Here's my x squareds. Now, this one's unique. Negative 1 plus 1 is?
Negative 1. No, plus 0.
Is what? Negative 1 plus 1 is what?
0.
0, right? So these actually cancel out. They went to 0. So my answer is
7x.
7x. If you put plus 0x squared, that's kind of funny. But I won't necessarily count it wrong. But the answer is actually just 7x. Okay? You won't find this on an answer for multiple choice. You'll have 7x. Okay? Alright, where are we at? Number 31. 3y. I'm going to put the 2 underneath the 3, so I have the y independent. Divided by 3 over 7. And here, make sure your second one has to be in parentheses. What is it? 3 divided by 2 divided by 3 divided by 7. Is that 7? Yeah. Okay, so make sure you have your parentheses in the right location, okay?
Number 1 from 5
Well, the y is actually 1.5, or 3 over 2. Because this is the number in front of the y, okay? So I'm doing the math without the letter right now, because this one does not look like these where you have the parentheses. Okay? They look different. What do you get?
7 over 2.
I got 3.5 and change it to a fraction. You got what?
7 over 2.
7 over 2. Over 2 with a y. With a y. Make sure you put your y with it. Alright, 32. It has negative, I'm going to put a 1 on top with the x beside it. So negative 1/4 divided by, and then this has a 6 with an x on bottom, and that is not going to happen. So mark that one out. Okay, we're not going to do that one. The x is on bottom, we're not doing that. Okay? That is about chapter 9, not chapter 1.
So it's not our levels now.
That one we have to do some trickery too because the x was on bottom. Okay? That's not until chapter 9. We're in chapter 1. Alright, here we go. 33. We have negative 10x plus 3 all divided by 5. So here's yesterday's lesson. Divide the 5 into each one. What do we get?
2.
Negative 10 divided by 5 is what?
Negative 2.
Negative 2x. And now 3 divided by 5 is what?
2.
0.6, which changes back to
3 over 5.
3 over 5. So if you write this, you may or may not see this with a decimal. More than likely you will not on your test. You'll see the fraction, okay? 34.
3.5.
Yeah. Minus 6 over 2. Alright. Does 17 go into 2 nicely?
No.
It doesn't, does it? Okay. So I'm going to leave it as this. I don't think you'll see that as a decimal, but if you did, you just divide them. But negative 6 divided by 2 is how much?
Negative 3.
3. There you go. There you go. Oh, here's wonderful 35. What are we doing? 35. One everybody hates. Alright, the marketing company has a profit of $5,625.14. So 14 cents. In January, a loss, what kind of number is that? Yeah, that's going to be a negative 4,250 point whatever's in February. And then a profit, what's profit mean? Yeah, that's like adding, it's like a positive. 1,475, okay, in March. Did the company make a profit during the 3 months period? So what am I going to do with those 3 numbers?
Add.
To add, subtract, multiply, or divide them?
We're going to add.
I'm going to add and subtract them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so here we go. We had, what I'm going to write down, 5625.14 plus the loss, which was negative 4250.35 plus the profit 1475.55. There we go. That's what I'm typing in my calculator. Now, if you just want to do subtract that amount and add that amount, you're okay. There won't be a difference.
2,850.34.
You did that fast. Okay, you got what?
2,850.34.
50.34. Okay, and then there's money, so put the money symbol there. And would that be a profit or a loss, by the way? This is a profit, and you know that why?
Because it's positive.
Because it's not negative, that's right. Because it was a positive number. Okay, so this was a profit of that amount. Okay, number 36. Telemarketing company lost, so that means it's what? Negative. In July, lost, which means it's negative in August, and a profit of that in September. Profit means adding. No, somebody say. Okay, positive. Is that us? What is that?
No.
Okay. Oh, we gotta hurry. Okay, so here we go. 36. I'm going to have a negative 2113.15 plus a negative 597.11, and then plus the profit of 4121.55. All right, what does that equal? 1 million? No, not sure. Did you forget a decimal?
No. It's only no.
It shouldn't be a million. What are we coming up with?
Must have hit us wrong.
Did you multiply? Did you forget a plus sign? Right there?
No.
What'd y'all come up with?
Same.
You came up with mine? You forgot something.
Yeah, I forgot the plus.
I bet you forgot a plus sign to get a million.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is 141129. Is this a profit or a loss?
Profit.
This is a profit. There we go. What?
So how'd you add? That's negative?
This one's a negative, yeah. Okay. Alright, 38. No, 37. Alright, the sporting good company had a profit, so that means that's positive. A loss in April, which was negative, and a profit in the other one. So what are you going to do again? Add them all up. Alright, so 37. Type it in. 7971.35 plus a negative 3978.65, and then a profit, so plus 2867.45. Alright, do y'all have an answer? Or do I need to do it too? 2, 6, 7. Alright, I hear low numbers. What do you have? Did I type something in wrong? I got something totally different. This is what I got. Oh, I forgot my negative right there. That? 6860? Okay. So 6860, whoops, 60.15. Is that a profit or loss? Profit. We got all good profits going on today. And last one, 38. What does it have? Oh, identify the terms, like terms, coefficients, and constants. Oh, I know y'all love this one. Terms. How many terms am I going to have?
1, 2, 3.
How many?
4.
I'm going to have 4 of them. So basically you write this and put commas between them. Oops. 4. 7m and a minus 5. Okay. Then next it says like terms. Which ones are alike? The 7m with what? The negative 3m. Okay, and what's the other ones?
4.
4 with
Negative 5.
negative 5. Alright. Of these, what's next? Coefficients. Which ones have the coefficients? The m's, and those numbers are?
7.
And negative 3. Alright, what's left is constants. What was left?
Numbers.
The numbers, which are 4 and
5.
negative, don't forget your negative, negative 5. Cha-ching, you got it. Make sure you bring this to class tomorrow, okay? Yes, yes, no, no? Put your calculators up. We got about a minute to the bell.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There are no more.
Which ones?
There are only more terms like. I think they were.
Like terms, we have these two and these two. You break it up into pairs.
Do in this one?
Okay, thank you.
In this one?
Number 5, what's that one? No, hang that for tomorrow. Put it in your notebook. I'll pick that up tomorrow. Bring your reviews tomorrow. It's an easy 100.